Listening to music while working in the garage is an awesome experience. So today on Detached Garage, we are going to install some speakers in the three zones that we have. We've got the wash bay area right here. We've got the big garage over here that we're going to install some speakers in. And then we're also going to try to get speakers out on the patio. We're not sure if we'll get to that, but I will show you where they will go. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Detached Garage. Again, today's episode is all about trying to get tunes in your garage or your house, or whatever you're trying to do with multi-zone audio. So I'm going to talk about running the speaker wire, the speakers we chose, and where we're putting them in this episode. So let's start with the speakers we chose. Let's take a walk over to where we have those, and let me flip the camera around real quick. So the speakers we bought are the Episode 8-inch all-weather speakers. So these are 8 ohm. You can get a 70-volt version of this if you're just looking for, background fill for music, or you've got super long runs that you're trying to do from the amplifier to all your speakers. So you can get a 70-volt version of this, which is nice. If you have questions about that, put that in the comments below. But these speakers have the 8-inch woofer and then the 1-inch titanium tweeter, and they mount with this bracket in the back. So we're gonna have to figure out what screws we're using, screws and washers to go through this, but this kind of adjusts pretty easily. You unscrew from the sides here on both sides, and then this bracket can adjust like this and come down. So it doesn't go all the way to 90 degrees. So for the speakers up here that we're going to mount, we are going to have to choose what slight angle they're going to go on. So they're going to go on a little bit of an angle when we screw them into the studs. And so choosing that is going to be important. But these speakers, the reason I went with 8-inch, I am going to probably do a sub, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see how good these sound. But I'm always a fan of more cone area and volume to get a nice, richer sound. You're in a garage. It's not going to sound perfect. It's not going to be, pristine audio quality. But we are going to do 4 sets of these. So we have 1 set of these is going to go in the wash bay, and we are going to do 1 speaker in the corner over here and another speaker over here pointing this way. So, we're pull a car in, you're washing the car, you've got nice, good audio coming here. Then we are going to do 4 in this area, and you can barely see it, but we do have speaker wire coming down there, speaker wire coming down there, and then we've got 1 speaker here and 1 speaker here. So we are going to have 2 kind of pointed this way and then 2 coming and pointed this way. Then the exciting portion for the outdoor experience is on our outdoor patio here. We've got the TV mounted right here. And so we are likely going to do the 2 speakers up at the top. And since we do have the 2-channel audio off of the amplifier, we're just going to have a left and a right, and probably potentially an outdoor sub like down here somewhere. So we will have good left and right audio out here with the 2 speakers that are going to go up there. So right now, what we're going to do is we are going to look at how to mount these. Since we already have a lot of the speaker wire run, we're going to look at what the best way to mount these are with screws and washers, and then we will get on the scissor lift and get up here and get to mounting the speakers along this side. All right, so we've got the bracket off of the speaker. Basically, all you do to take that off is unscrew each one of these from each side, and then the bracket will come off of the speaker. So what we're trying to do is figure out where the bracket needs to go. So I measured between the 2 studs, and here is the center point. So I'm thinking just put the center point up here. I will mark with a pencil on these holes up here, and then we will get this screwed up to the top plate, and we are just going to use kind of an 1.5-inch lag bolt and some washers to go around that so it will not pull through. So we're going to put one on each side, and 2 lag bolts should be plenty for these speakers. So let's get to drilling and get this installed. All right, guys, so the bracket is on. I've got both bolts up there. We'll go grab the speaker. We'll slide it back into place just by kind of, bending these to the side and then putting these back in the hole on the side of the speaker. And then I just need to get a torpedo level and make sure this is level really quick. I did use undersized lag bolts because I didn't want to drill too big of holes in there. So I can loosen these and kind of adjust it with a wrench after it's done. So we'll get it leveled. All right, guys, so we've got the speaker mounted. Yeah, you really just screw these back in. And one thing to note is inside here, there's this plastic cover. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's this hole in here for a set screw. So once you get it mounted and then tighten these plastic bolts down essentially on each side, then you take these covers off and put the set screw in once you get it in the final set location. So let me climb down the ladder here. And so we have that up there for right now. So we will get the other one mounted over here, and then we will get stereo channels mounted on to the top plate of the wall. All right, guys, so we've got both speakers mounted, one over here, one over here. I love how they just blend in with the black ceiling. So again, we mounted them to the top plate, the very top plate, and so we are going to need to remount them once we do drywall up there, but right now they're just mounted. We've got the first speaker wire run for this one. We still need to do this one over here, but we will get those connected once we get everything powered on to the amp. I got to run this other speaker wire over here as well, but this looks great. They kind of just disappear and blend into the ceiling a little bit, which is exactly what I wanted. So now that these two are mounted, let's get to the main garage area. Again, this is zone 2. So you can see the pigtail hanging down right here. That is one speaker wire that's already been run. And then this coil right here is another speaker wire that's already been run. So we need to measure off the wall, just the distance, so we can make sure this one, and you can barely see it over here, this one back here will be in the same plane. We're going to do the same thing off of this wall for this one and this one back here. So we'll have 4 speakers in this big garage area, and then the 2 speakers in this garage area over here. We're going to jump on the scissor lift and get those measurements taken, and then get up and start mounting these speakers right here. All right, so we're up in the scissor lift, and you can see the coil here as well as this speaker wire going over here for this bundle, and that one's hanging down. So we're going to measure off of this wall and make sure measure really where we want to be. We can take these staples out if we need to, but we've got the speaker up here with us, and we are going to measure off the wall and make sure this is centered, and well, not necessarily centered in the garage, but pick a dimension so that we can then take this speaker wire over here and make sure that we mount that speaker on the same plane across the garage. All right, so we've got the speaker. We've got 8 feet marked off of that wall. So the speakers don't go all the way 90 degrees. So if we put this up, it's still a little tilted this way, but that's going to be okay because we'll tilt the other ones the opposite direction. Now, the big thing that I wanted with these speakers is, if we were putting drywall up here, we could have done in-ceiling speakers, but I wanted something that was self-contained with a box, and these 8-inch woofers in here will sound pretty good. I'm pretty sure they're going to sound really good. But we want to tuck the speaker up as much as possible so that if you're, looking from over there, you can't necessarily see it below the ceiling line. So we do have a little bit of space up here, which will be plenty fine for the speaker wire to attach. So we got our center marked. So we'll take the speed square, we'll mark a larger line, and then we'll figure out where this bracket needs to sit after we take it off of the speaker. So we have the first speaker mounted in the big garage area. So as you can see, there's a little bit of space. I can just get my fingers up here, up top, which will allow us to plug into the back of the speaker with the speaker wire. We'll have to take the speaker down for that, obviously, but we are just below flush. It just hangs down just a little bit below the line of the truss line here. We're 8 feet off this wall, so to the center of the speaker, to the center of the bracket, I should say. So when we get this one over here, we will probably come 8 feet off of that other wall, and then the speakers over here will also come 8 feet and 8 feet. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so you can see the other speaker right over there kind of poking just below the line of the trusses. We've got the other one right over here. You can see it. And so then we have mounted this one. And again, these don't go completely 90 straight down. They kind of do a little bit of an angle. So there's a little bit shooting that way. So we've got this one shooting this way and this one shooting this way. So they should be just about the same, and they are on the same plane across the garage. We've got one more speaker to go over here. We'll get to that right now. All right, guys, we have all 6 speakers up in the garage. You can barely see some of these. That's just the way I wanted it. The black blends in perfectly with the ceiling. And we've got the last one right here. So we ran out of time today, so we won't be, hooking anything up with wires. But we've got all the speakers mounted on the interior of the garage. We still have to do the 2 on the covered patio over there. But this is a huge first step in getting audio to the garage, and it's going to be so much nicer working on everything else in the garage while listening to some awesome tunes. I hope you enjoyed today's episode on the Episode 8-inch all-weather speakers. Again, I wanted to do all-weather, especially in the wash bay of the garage, and have a sealed box around them because I have open rafters, so I would be able to do like an MDF box around some in-ceiling speakers or something like that, but these are 8-inch woofers with a 1-inch tweeter, and I think they are going to work perfect for the garage. We're also going to do some microphone equalization and feedback to the unit for the Weem Pro Plus that we're going to be putting in for the 3 different zones. So if you have any questions about the speakers, if you're looking to get speakers like this, please leave me a comment below. I'm a dealer for Snap AV and can drop ship to you if you want them. Next step in this process is going to be finishing up the amp install in the rack upstairs. And then we are also going to have to hook internet up and get internet out through optical cable to the PoE switch, which will then power the Weem Pro Plus, which will then power the amp, which will then power these speakers. So a little bit more to do, but we are very, very close to having tunes in the garage. Again, if you have any questions on my multi-zone audio setup, put them in the comments below. Thank you again for watching Detached Garage and coming along on my journey to help fill the world with more awesome garages. Again, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I want to help you and everybody else out there fill the world with more awesome garages.